What's going on, everybody? Today we're rebuilding the front end on my FZ6. Back in 2016, I crashed this bike just north of LA and I stuffed it into a barrier. I fixed all the mechanical things that had to do with that, like replacing the front stanchions on the forks and, just getting everything lined up. But recently I picked up this. This is the front end bracket for the FZ6. It mounts off the steering column and supports all the plastics, including your headlights, dash, windshield, mirrors, everything mounts off this piece. And mine was bent, and my plastics have never lined up. So today, we're gonna throw this in, I'm gonna tear apart the front of the FZ6, I'm gonna bring you along for the journey of fixing this thing and show you everything you need to know about taking apart the front end, and it will be one step closer to being a perfect FZ6 like it once was. But as always, please smash the like and subscribe button down below. Now let's go. You can see here on the left pod, I can get a full finger in, but I can't get my finger in up here. And then these two plastics don't really line up well. And then up here, this inner plastic garnish doesn't line up well with the outer fairing because this tab here was bent. On the other side, the inner plastic actually rubs on the tank and I can't get my finger in there. And then down on the side, it's very wide. I can get a full finger in between that. Also in the corner where the inner dash meets the fairing, it's kind of got a gap here where it doesn't tuck in right. And it also has a gapping issue up along here where it's a little bit better than the left side, but it's still not perfect. The first thing you gotta do to take off the front end is take off these side pods. There's two 4mm that hold in these garnishes on the other side as well. And then you have the inner dash. You've got more 4mm here, there, up in here. And there's always a sneaky one down under here that holds the left side against the fairing here, keeping this gap shut. Next things to take off are the two 10mm on either side that hold in your mirrors. And then you've got some Phillips heads like here and down there that hold the front fairing onto the headlight assembly. Don't forget to disconnect your turn signals because those are attached to the front fairing. Sweet! Now to get the headlight off, you got one up in the corner and one in the bottom inner corner of each headlight side. What's left is to get the three Phillips heads off the back of the dash, as well as the Allen head that holds the ground to the dash. Get that out of the way gently. Then there's just two 12mm that hold this bracket on, and then everything's free. There might be a little bit of wiring holding attached to it, but we can snip that off with some zip ties, and it'll be liberated. Huzzah! So we got the old piece out next to the new piece, and you can see in just some slight subtle ways how it's different. Like if you look at this tab here, nice and straight line off for this nut, not so straight. And it's the little things like that that are causing my plastics not to line up. So let's throw this new one back on and hopefully things line up better. Getting things to line up can be a bit finicky, but I believe the harness traces over this mount because we got the headlight over here and the headlight plug over here. So we're just gonna leave it like that. We got our ground connected. We're just gonna throw in the headlight and hope all is good. Fitment is already looking better. This side bracket lines up very well with the hole here. That never used to happen. Now historically, getting this front dash garnish to fit was always a pain. These bolts here on the front left never fit right because the tabs here were just like too pushed far back, so you had to like force it in, which then like pulled out the corners. It was a real mess. And the results are in. We've achieved a moderate amount of success. The gapping around the tank to the plastics is much improved. We've got like a 3/4 finger around the top of the tank where it was once touching, as you can see. We have gap now. And on the left side of the tank, we have the same about 3/4 of a finger gap. And you can see we have gap where we once had contact. That is a great success. Also, these bolts on the side line up so much better. It's such a treat. Now, the only place where this front end bracket replacement really didn't make me happy is in here. There's not so great gapping here, even though there's great gapping over here. I know I'm missing the plastic garnish that goes here, but it improved the fitment. Like, this is a lot closer together, which is really nice. Big win there. But still, like, these little ears on the side, that one's good. But this one over here, like, still could be pushed in more. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like the Yamaha plastics aren't great, but after the crash back in 2016, this got replaced, and this got some body work done to it that I did. So maybe like this is warped from like being off the bike for so long and that's why it doesn't fit, or maybe it's just the way plastics go on this era of Yamaha. Either way, I'm stoked about the results because I could paint the tank again and I wouldn't have to deal with any more rubbing and like hurting more new paint. And I won't have to listen to the plastics vibrating against the tank, which was always annoying sitting at a stoplight. But you know, maybe this bike is just cursed because these hands have touched it. I don't know. And that's a wrap on rebuilding the front end on my 2007 Yamaha FZ6. I'm really glad I picked up that front stay for a good price off someone parting out their FZ6, and I'm really happy with the results. You know, the plastics don't fit perfect, but I can't really remember how they fit when I bought the bike back in 2016, so maybe you can tell me in the comments about how your plastics fit on your FZ6, so you can tell me whether mine are, you know, average or I have still some more work to do. Either way, the bike's always gonna get some more work because it's a constant work in progress, but I'm so happy after all these years to have a new front support, to have things in the front end line up so much better. I hope you guys enjoyed this teardown and rebuild of the front end of my FZ6. Please smash the like and subscribe button if you did, or if it helped you out in some way. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day.